Hello and welcome to Zasaa Zooms In. Today I spoke to my friend Rioke and we spoke about the question that I've asked other ladies on Zasaa Zooms In, and I asked her whether she thought that a woman could have it all. And right off the bat, Rioke said, no, a woman cannot have it all. Before you listen, I'd just like to let you know that Ryoke has a condition called aphasia, which means that sometimes she struggles to get out her words. So just be patient. It's slightly slower than normal, just to make sure that she could get her message across. So hang in there and you will get the message. It's worth listening to. This is what we had to say. Welcome to Zasaa Zooms In. I've been waiting to have you on here because I just think you are one of those people that has a lot to say. I just want to have conversations with you. We have amazing conversations anyway, and I just wish we kind of recorded everything we spoke about because I think it would make really good TV. Well, because I think it would make really good show, TV, whatever. I think it would be really good for you all to see. So yes, I'm really excited about this.
Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about, I've had this conversation with a couple other ladies and I want to have it with you as well. The question is, can a woman have it all?
What is everything?
So that's the issue. What is all? I don't know, what is all to you?
Happiness.
Okay. So do you think a woman can have it all?
No.
Why not?
Because there's so many bumps in our lives. So the problem is, how do we get up and go back to happiness?
So do you think happiness is a destination then?
No.
It's a journey.
Yes, I think I want to be happy all the time, but I can't. I know that that's not possible. So once I have a bump, I will ask myself, where is this coming from? What am I going to handle that situation? Because I want to be happy.
Yeah. Okay, but then I'm going to throw a cat among the pigeons. Happiness and joy. Yes. Two different things. Do you agree?
Explain it to me.
So I feel like happiness is based on situation and circumstance.
Okay.
Whereas joy is an internal thing that is constant. So you have a joy that is you're just joyful. Anything can be happening around you, but you're still at peace with joy. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're happy, clappy, like dancing around the place, but you're not unhappy. You have a peace, a joy, so I always feel like joy is something that we can choose to have all the time. But happiness will always be up and down because, like you said, of the bumps in the road. So I guess my question then is, when I said, can a woman have it all? And you said all to you is happiness. Is it really joy?
It's joy.
It's joy.
It's
okay,
joy.
All right, it's joy. So, and that's it. So if you had joy all through, then that's it. You have it all.
What else do I want?
It's a very interesting question because you see, like I said, I've spoken to other people about this, and the first person I spoke to about it, we were talking about, being a wife, having children, having a career, like how you can have all of that and manage all of that. That was kind of the way we spoke about it. Then the next person that I spoke to, we actually were like, okay, what is all to you? Is it, it's different for different people, and so having all, some of us might have it all. Do you get what I mean?
Okay, so right now, I have purpose in my life. So that's important to me. And then I want to be relevant even now. Of course, the way I think right now has changed because of I have a challenge, and I feel mine is a little bit different. So I think the way I think has changed a little bit. Do I have everything? No. No, because I have challenges with my health.
Yeah. But do you think, okay, so having everything then is having it all? That's what you're saying, effectively.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know, because when I was speaking to one of the girls, I said to her, so for me, having it all, I think this is what I said, I can't remember, but I think I said that having it all for me is just to be at peace. You know, as in just to be at peace. So from that point of view, at peace in my marriage, at peace with my children, in my relationships, at work, you know, just at peace. That for me is having it all. So it's not so much having the cars and the houses and the friendships and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
having being okay at wherever I am. So which is interesting because when I think she actually turned it on me to say, you know, what is all,
Yeah.
which I hadn't had that conversation in the first one that I had, and we were looking at it more the way the world will look at it, you know, and you know, okay, she has a husband, she has a, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
how can women do all these things, or can women do all these things? I always say I feel we can, but not all at the same time. But when they questioned me, I was like, actually, for me, having it all is just having peace. So it's not even about all of those things that I was talking about. But I guess when you have a health challenge, which you do, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that that gives you a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I was thinking about money. My purpose was thinking about my family, my friends, ministry, job. Everything is perfect. And when I had that bump, everything was okay. All those things
Didn't matter.
Yeah, is it really important? That's when I realized that I have to have purpose in my life, because if I didn't have that before, I would have been dead.
If you didn't have purpose before your challenge, that's interesting. So it's not as a result of your challenge that you've discovered your purpose.
I had it before.
You had it before, and then this just brought it home as to what was
That's the
most
reason
important.
why I'm still alive.
That's really interesting.
That's why I get up every day, because
you have something to live for, something to do.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Because if we look at people, if you see Rioke, the woman, if I'm thinking about just that list, it's not about for me, it's about people.
Yeah.
If something happens, I wouldn't get up, because it's just about
it's
the
not,
people.
It's about the people, it's not about you. Okay. It's just interesting that, because I agree with you that everybody should have, well, I know that everybody has purpose, whether they know what their purpose is or not is a different thing, but everybody should have purpose. Everybody has purpose, and that should drive you. But I feel like sometimes a near-death experience almost brings to the, like some people, that's where they find their purpose when they, but it's interesting, like you're saying that if you didn't have your purpose, you wouldn't be alive today. It actually makes perfect sense. I always feel like, you know, when there's nothing like a near-death experience to wake you up, you know.
Not to everybody.
Okay.
Because if you don't have it, people will just die.
Because there's nothing to hold on for.
Yeah.
And I guess it's that will, in the end, it's your willpower.
If you're alone, to say, if somebody is saying you can do it, you can do it. If you're alone, and sometimes people are trying to talk to you, but it's not going into your soul at all. That person is talking to you, but there's a block. So something has to come inside, just in case nobody talks to you. If you're deaf, oh sorry,
You're deaf.
Deaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to talk to me,
I can't hear. Yeah.
you never know.
It's very interesting. I've never thought about it like that before, really, because so it's very interesting. So purpose is key.
Is for me. And so for me, I had it, but then the challenge is how will I have to be relevant to my husband, my children, with my ministry, my job, my friends, because this challenge is there.
Yeah.
How will I use my purpose and then add making sure that I'm relevant with all those things? How do I do that?
Do you have the answer?
Push.
Push, yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So, friends, for instance, I lost some and I got some.
Yeah. Because of the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, am I going to say, oh, those ones, I'm not going to worry about the people that those they left. Yeah. But then, how will I still be relevant with my friends?
So let's talk about relevance. What you see, this is there's a friend of mine that I'm always having this conversation with, and I said, I feel like everybody needs to be relevant. They need to be relevant, and some people, when they don't feel they're relevant, they start looking for relevance in places or things that they have no business in. So if you're saying that you're relevant to your husband, what does that look like?
You have to have that conversation with your husband first.
So it's individual.
Yes.
The relevance is individual. Is like bespoke for each person and each.
Yeah.
So same thing with your friend. If you're going to be relevant to your friend, so I can't just say to be relevant with your husband means you have to be blah blah blah. It's individual. Okay, because I really do think that relevance is a big, and we've gone off. We always do this on Zasaa Zooms In, so don't worry, we just go off topic. But I always feel that relevance thing, because I feel like every human being needs to feel relevant. I actually believe that they are relevant. It's probably about purpose and understanding. If you understand your purpose, then you know where you are relevant and how you can be relevant. But I feel like a lot of things that people do is just because they're trying to be relevant, and it's not. Okay.
Don't change your. I mean, I saw somebody yesterday. He sat on his table. He stays. He doesn't talk a lot.
Yeah.
But and I look at him and I will know that he's right there.
That's what he does. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Just okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Would I say everybody's walking around? Why are you sitting? Ask him.
Yes, but are you not saying that because you have an understanding of this thing? Because I just feel like that there are people who, as an individual, so not us watching, like an individual that's doing something because they're trying to be relevant, but what they're doing is really not making them relevant. It might either be making them look stupid or over the top or whatever. So it's not so much about. So I agree with you. Don't change who you are. You know what I mean? Like, be who you are. But I think some of these type of people I'm referring to don't even know who they are to be who they are. So they're just like, okay, to be relevant means I have to have 10 cars. To be relevant means I need to, know this person or whatever. They have and so they're doing all these things trying to be relevant, but really that's not where their relevance is. But I love the fact that you said it's a bespoke thing. Like, the relevance is bespoke. I need to ask my husband what I need to do to be relevant to him.
No, I think it's your purpose and what you do. Because I don't want you to change. I don't want you to change your ways.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody likes. It might be just one person. There's somebody likes that thing. So don't change it.
Yeah. So I guess our relevance, I think we said this, it comes from our purpose. But if you don't know this purpose thing, I'm sorry. This purpose thing, right? And this is the conversation I always have, because we all have purpose. We believe we are Christians, so we believe that we're here for a purpose, that we're not an accident. We have purpose. But a lot of people don't identify or know how to identify what that. Some people fall into it and just find themselves in what is clearly their purpose. Others don't. Now I know you know clearly what your purpose is, but did you just find it out by mistake? Did you know? Did you spend time praying and find? I mean, because I feel like, you ask somebody what their purpose is, and a lot of the time they can be quite vague because and they're in the right direction, so they know that it's in this spot, but they don't know, specifically. Like when I was speaking to you earlier, you knew specifically what your purpose is, like to the T. And not a lot of people do that. They might know that. So okay, let's even say, what's your purpose?
Oof.
I mean, we have many purposes, but this is just one of like a main purpose.
The one that I would talk about in church is worship.
Worship.
To understand what it is. It started with music. And I was singing at that time, and I knew that I was born to
do this.
Yeah, with my voice. And I knew that I heard from God to say, you have to get a job because you have bills. But I gave you that gift with music to help people to take you in a place so that you can see God, to change the atmosphere where you are. And for me, it was always in church. I don't have a CD.
But you see, so that's what I mean. Now somebody else with a similar purpose to you could say it's music. You see how you are very specific about what you are doing as opposed to it's music. So somebody says music and they're right, their purpose is in music, but yours is so specific down to, you know what I mean? And that's why I wonder, because there are very few people that I know and have conversations with that are that specific about what their purpose is. And I know that that's not your only purpose, and there's many other people, you know what I mean? That are that specific about this is exactly where I'm going and what I'm supposed to be doing. So I often wonder when I hear people that are that specific, that is it that God came down and gave you a vision? Is it that you prayed on something you fell into and you just felt a peace? Is it, I always wonder how people know or find what their purpose is. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think music started when I was maybe 4. So I don't know. It gave me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
But then I'm very funny.
You want to be a comedian now?
But when I'm talking to people, they say, oh God, they like to they want to come to my house. They want to,
hang out.
Yeah. And that's the purpose.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's funny because I remember with my, you see, whilst I've been talking to you, I've been thinking if I had to say what my purpose was, can I actually say it in the manner that you have said, like so specifically? Probably not, although I have a very clear idea of what my purpose is. But it's funny because you know how I do this WhatsApp status thing? And I don't, and so many people keep saying to me, this is your, as in like, okay, what you are doing here is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's not something, I guess it's something that comes quite naturally to you. Okay. God, what are you going to say?
So, purpose, do you feel that you have to have money about it?
No, I don't think purpose has anything
so
to do with money.
So you do these things to say, oh, I have to get up.
Yeah. Because
if you are depressed for 3 days, all those people are waiting for their WhatsApp.
And you see, it's so funny. I say that, and when I say it, I take tongue in cheek. I'm like, my fans, I can't disappoint my fans.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it's true because I didn't realize the impact that it had on people.
Exactly.
I almost started doing it as a joke, just for fun, but it makes such a difference to people's lives, and so I can't stop now.
I did the same thing when I had aphasia. I wanted to talk.
Yeah, I remember you used to talk about it all the time. Yeah.
And I did it for 1 month. And I was in the hospital, and I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want my parents that I was in the hospital because they were watching it. And then people were waiting after 2 weeks. And I didn't realize that I did it for me because I wanted to talk. Because I realized that I have to talk.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I can get better.
Yeah.
But then people were waiting.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that I really need to talk about my challenge. That's when I realized that people, they need to hear my challenges. Did I say properly? Yeah. So if Rioke can do it, then I can do the same thing. Not the same situation, but you know, so that's why I talk now. You know, I've stopped now. Well, I don't talk too much.
So
but
you don't record it and post
yeah,
like you did before, but yeah. So Rioke has aphasia. Is that how?
Yes.
I never pronounced it like that until I don't know. Anyway, it's aphasia, which means that she struggles sometimes to get out the word. So you might have noticed that she's asking me, "Is it the right thing?" And she's struggling. It's not because it's just because that's how it is. Go and read up on aphasia. Maybe I'll get her to speak about it. So she's trying to say something. She can hear it, she can see it, but it doesn't necessarily come out as she wants it to come out. So sometimes she'll write it or stuff. But so she knows what she wants to say, but it's not always that easy to communicate it. So that's why, if you have noticed, she's talking slightly.
Sorry, I don't know why I do that. Why do I do that?
Do what? Stick your tongue out.
Yeah.
I do that.
Okay.
Okay, so back to, let me even try and rein this home. Can a woman have it all? So in your situation, having it all is about happiness, joy, purpose.
Yeah.
And so to answer the question, do you think a woman can have it all?
Yeah.
Because you know at the beginning you said no. You know, but have it, it's because we've broken it down to what it is. So I think and this is what I was saying. And if you watch the other ones, you'll see this is what I was saying, that it depends on what it all is.
Yeah.
Because if it all is certain things, then you can't.
Yeah.
If we're going with the traditional car, house, then you probably can, but at different times.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean. So it really depends on what it all is. So based on what your it all is, which is joy and happiness and purpose, yes, a woman can have it all. Yeah. So there you go. Please let us know whether you think you can have it all, and also what it all means to you. Because I think the more I do these conversations about can a woman have it all, I'm realizing that that question doesn't even make any sense until we define what it all is, and it all is different for each person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's yours?
What it all? That's all I was saying, to peace. Just peace with in my life, as in peace in my relationships, in my in everything, at work, at home, just peace.
And you can change your situation. So peace means that if your cup on your clothes right now, how are you going to handle that?
Yeah, if my cup spills.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it's
so in your mind, that's not peace right now, but how are you going to handle it?
Yes.
Because you want that peace to you.
Yeah.
So it happens. Life
happens. Yeah. Yes, life happens. No, and it's true. I mean, and we were talking earlier about reacting to stuff. And I always say this: we need to respond, not react.
Right.
Sometimes easier said than done, depending on what happens. But it's about responding rather than reacting. And I think you're right, because spill your tea on my leg and I'm not gonna be happy with you. No, but you know what I mean. But it's actually I don't. But yeah, you're right, because anything can steal your peace. So I'm saying peace is what it's all for me. But anything can steal my peace. So I have to be aware of that to make sure that I maintain my peace levels.
Yeah, because all those things, if that's your money, stuff like that, but if you don't have what you want at that time, how are you going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you handle that?
Yeah, how would that affect you? Interesting. Lots to think about. Thank you very much, Rioke. So you're coming back, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about next time? We'll find something to talk about. We'll have a chat. Well, if you remember, at the beginning, Rioke was like, no, a woman cannot have it all. But by the end, she was like, yes, a woman can have it all. So it was interesting to see how we broke it down. We went from purpose to relevance to being bespoke. You saw it all. Let us know what you think. God bless you.